Well, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Welcome to Zyxel's Tech Talk. We are here to talk about new partner solutions, covering especially if you're a new partner with us. Thank you for being a partner and joining us and hearing more about Zyxel. My name is Tri Nguyen. I am the North American Market Development Manager here at Zyxel, and we're going to do a little bit of just investigation on what Zyxel solutions can help you from a networking perspective and to see maybe there's potential for you to using our products in your applications today. Again, thank you for being a partner. If you're looking at joining our partner program, we'll have some more information at the end. Some housekeeping, please use the Q&A section. If you do have any questions and I try to answer them, I like this to be interactive if possible. Feel free to ask those questions and I will answer them in line. There'll also be time at the end, hopefully, to answer some of those questions as well if I don't get to them. But just a quick introduction of who we are at Zyxel. We're here to innovate simpler ways to connect, communicate, protect, evolve, inspire users from the world's first integrated voice fax modems to one of the world's fastest and first wireless access points with smart antenna technology. And we connect and protect people in different industries, businesses, healthcare, education, and create network heroes. We're here to helping our partners work better, work smarter by using our experience of over 35 years and removing those network frustrations. So we are Zyxel Networks. We're comprised of 35-year plus of experience, 100 million devices making connections globally, 650 passionate employees connecting in 150 different markets. Over 1 million businesses use our solutions today. Industry leading partners we partner with to provide different types of solutions, whether it be third-party scanning tools or integrations of their technologies within our products and integrations with their endpoint security, things like that. We partner with some of the best industry leaders there to providing these services to you and your customers. We are an award-winning brand as well. So these are just some of the few recent awards that we've won. Primarily the CRN Tech Innovators Award for a Wi-Fi access point and our firewall security appliance. Those are some of the things that we are proud of. So we're recognized worldwide, and we work in the channel, and we are here as your advocates. So David, Andy, and Jacob, those are our channel account managers that manage these different regions that you see. So they are your primary contact for anything related to Zyxel. So whether you're dealing with distribution, we work with the distribution sales rep there to make sure that you have the right products, the right stock, the right pricing, the special pricing, deal registrations, all of that. We manage and help you through that process, even from a pre-sales support all the way to the post-sales tech support side of things. We help to orchestrate all that. So they're your main point of contact, and we help you through the channel that way. And one of the main things, one of the key selling points, and I would say the secret sauce of Zyxel is maybe not necessarily the hardware in itself, because I would say the hardware changes over time anyways. You have different technologies that come and go. But primarily you as establishing a business from a managed service side or even on a break fix side of things, putting together a network could be very difficult for you to manage or to maintain for larger scales. So if you're looking at scaling up to managing many customers and expanding your business, this might be something that you would be beneficial for you. So a little bit about the traditional way of versus cloud management. Nebula is the Zyxel solution that offers the first full stack cloud networking solution for small businesses. We launched it in 2016, and it has a complete product set: security, switching, wireless, access points, all of that. It's manageable in the cloud. Over 100 plus devices are supported in our Nebula Cloud platform. It's a single pane of glass, allows for you to manage multiple customers. So why cloud? Why using cloud? Why is that beneficial? Or even why provide a managed service type opportunities to your customers or managed services to your customers? So in order to establish something like that, you have to do many things. Not only do you have to purchase the equipment, you have to install it, you have to then get monitoring equipment, you then have to find ways to access it through VPN, you have to monitor it, so you have to get some paid or open source systems there, SNMP management solutions. You have to store all of that data information. You have to then manage all the updates and settings and changes, and then manage different users and the device managements of those things. So it takes a lot of man hours, a lot of time, and thus a lot of money in order to create your infrastructure. Now, if you don't have the expertise or that infrastructure or the capital to do that, Nebula offers you a great solution to this. So Nebula, you still have to buy the equipment, you still have to physically install it, but you can get it up very easily, get it up and running very quickly. Monitoring equipment is managed by us. You can access the equipment via the cloud now, anywhere you have internet connectivity. The monitoring platform is already there within our technology. You don't have to worry about the data storage portion. You can manage that and store that all within the cloud solution here. You can simplify your updates. We can manage and schedule updates, configuration changes, and then even clone sites to make it quickly easy to install and maintain. And you still have to maintain the user's device management, but again, you can do it via the cloud within the solution. So say hello to network free network management, so hassle-free network management. You can set up with our Nebula Cloud platform without even unboxing the product. You can register the device via mobile app. You can enter the serial number, the MAC address, or you can scan the QR code that's on the box or on the belly label of the product, and you're ready to add it to the site that you're managing or to the customer that you're managing. And now you're ready to go. You can configure that even before you unbox the product. You can get up and running in a matter of minutes. Again, you can scan it with the app. You can get it and add it to that new customer. And just imagine now you can scan in an access point, a switch, and a gateway, add it to your new customer, have that already pre-configured. So once it's installed, all it has to do is call home and get its identity. So it gets the new firmware and then gets the configuration file that you've assigned for that device location. So now you can cookie cutter that if you have customers that have multiple sites that are built the same, except for maybe some of the details, like maybe internet, WAN, or something like that. You can cookie cutter those into new sites or new customers or new locations within that customer to manage them. So it makes it super fast, super easy to get set up and installation time. And you don't need anybody with, I would say, network certificates or certifications. You don't need a network person to go on site. You literally have to have just somebody know how to plug in these products, just so one port goes into the internet, one port goes into the firewall, one port goes into the switch, one port goes into the AP. Power it all on and let Nebula do the rest. You can access it anytime, anywhere, because it's in the cloud. So any browser that you use, anywhere you have that, whether you want to use it in the app or you're going to use any open browser that has internet connectivity, you can manage the entire interface of any of these products within the cloud. And it's also backed up as well. So it's built with MSPs and ISPs and even global IT people in mind. So if you are just managing one large customer, like you are the IT person there, they can manage it. Or you as a MSP, you can provide the top level of management and offer to the IT manager of your customer access to be able to manage it on their own as well. But then you also get the higher level kind of view of things. You can oversee that and help them if anything is needed there. So it really creates this organizational and site-based, much like a directory tree, that you can manage multiple customers that all have multiple sites within them. So you can have hundreds of sites underneath hundreds of different customers. So you can make it super easy, auto deployment, pre-configure again. Cloud backup is already all there. Restore configurations, create templates, profiles to make it really quick and easy for you to install. And it scales as you need. So if you have only 10 customers today and want to expand to 50 customers, this interface can help you to manage that under a single pane of glass. And today we serve millions of locations and customers out there, thousands of organizations and sites with our devices today. Hassle-free automatic patching and updates, so you can set it for auto configuration or auto updating. So when we do release any new patches or security patches, that they can get updated automatically. Gone are the days that you have to then go to every one of the devices and run an update. So you can schedule that. You can reduce and minimize those efforts to make sure that you have the latest protection and the latest features and functions available. Being able to connect remote users and manage them as well is another complex area that this solves. So if you've always wanted to offer VPN connectivity between offices, VPN for client to remote offices, this allows for you to do that within a cloud-based orchestration, makes it simple and easy for you to do for site to site and site to devices. You can visualize your network by getting automated network topology. You get signal port information you can drill into. So any one of these icons you can click into and get more information, real-time port, PoE utilization, and then see even threat and threat visualization and reporting as well. It's AI-driven security, so it constantly evolves. We work with partners to provide this high level of cybersecurity, basically enterprise class level cybersecurity that will auto protect you against the latest threats that are out there. William does have a question. Is Nebula FIPS compliant yet? Not specifically FIPS compliant because there's nothing within Nebula from an encryption standpoint. It's GDPR, so from a privacy standpoint, it's all encrypted and stored in a way that no data is sent to, so none of your traffic is sent to the cloud. It's only the management data, which is done through the standard protocols for management. So from that regard, so the FIPS compliancy part of it would have to come from the devices themselves. So like the firewall security specifically, for example. And currently, no, it does not have FIPS compliancy from that certification standard. But you can still use it within that to meet a lot of the governmental standards that are out there as well. So we have had partners who've taken these products and put it within another ecosystem that then they got compliancy from that, but the device in itself does not. Switching that understands your environment as well, powered by AI. So you can do intelligent PoE injection. You can drill in. You can click on any one of those ports to find out more information on the devices that are there. You can identify what network issues. You can do your VLANs, your voice VLANs, automatic VLANs, etc., based on OUI. You can auto backup and create virtual stackings as well. So you manage everything you can within the cloud. Now, people will always ask, can I do things outside the cloud? And the answer is yes. There is a standalone mode if you have certain applications that do not allow for cloud management or remote management. Just think of it that way. Then you can do it on-prem. So there is a on-prem mode, which then gives you, you have to then go into each GUI. So it doesn't allow for you to do that mass management as you would like, or that's the benefit of being in the cloud, is that you can manage hundreds of these access points or switches at a location without having to manually go into each one. Wireless that also uses AI to evolve and adapt. And we have something called Wi-Fi Health and Wi-Fi Aid. They're designed to monitor and optimize network experiences. So it uses our smart antenna technology in those cases that you're using those devices, be able to push people to different bands, different signals or wavelengths so that you can have a better experience for them. So less interference and things like that. You can also get information on network health, allowing you as an MSP to figure out and troubleshoot what's going on that network. So just imagine drilling in and being able to see, hey, Try's iPhone is connected to AP1 and see the signal strength is a -65, so it's great. But then in some cases, if it's at -85, that might explain why, my iPhone is having a bad connectivity or not working very well. So again, you can use that information to collaborate, troubleshoot there. I would say even if you are on a break fix and you're not an MSP model yet, this gives you some visibility, great visibility that you never had before. So instead of your customer calling and saying my Wi-Fi is down, you actually will get alert and alarmed that the Wi-Fi is down, and you can log into the system and be able to troubleshoot that and see, okay, why are they reporting that? Oh, there is one AP out of the 3 that is currently showing down, and that's why they have degraded services there. So again, it's something that you would not have access to unless you built a backdoor into the network, or you had to roll a truck. And we don't like to have to roll a truck because that takes, again, time and money to do so. We also have now intelligent AI assistant within our Nebula. So if you are hesitant and not sure how to configure things, you can just ask the AI assistant what you're looking for. So you can say, how do I set up a new wireless network? And it will create for you a path and showcase to you where and the information that you need in order to do that. And did I mention that it's free? So we do offer Nebula as a free option. So Nebula Flex, when you see Nebula Flex and Nebula Flex Pro products, there's a reason to the naming. So Nebula Flex, all it's saying is that any of those products you can choose cloud or standalone, or we call on-prem now. And you can flex between the cloud managed or standalone managed anytime. You just can switch that within the device. By default, if you've already configured in the Nebula cloud or you've added the device to the cloud, it will become Nebula enabled like right off the bat. And you have a choice. So we have some products that will say Nebula Pro on it. And what that means is that it comes with already pre-stacked with a 1-year Nebula License Pro. And so what's the difference? So base pack is what you see is the free. That's what you're going to get on the baseline. It gives you 24 hours of logs. The Plus pack gives you a little bit more logs, some more features. It gives you about 30 days of logs. But for an MSP, the Pro package is where you have to go because it offers them 365 days of logging. It adds in auditing tools and a lot of the troubleshooting, as well as all of the AI automation tools and things like that that help your network perform better. And so there is of course, a cost to that. So a nominal cost per year to get to the Pro per device. So it's based on device node. So if you have an AP, a gateway, and a switch, and you have that at a doctor's office, the cost on that is about $2.50 per month per device. So in that particular scenario, that's $7.50 a month end user price. So that's before your partner discounts, et cetera. That's what the end user would technically quote unquote pay in order to have that services, but you can roll that within your managed service pricing. We also offer an MSP pack, and that MSP pack is a service pack that allows, if you have, I would say, 15 to 20 customers, or maybe 5 or more administrators or admins that manage all those networks, then you would have to want to subscribe to the MSP packs for your accounts that need that. It gives you kind of that top layer management of all the different organizations and reporting tools that are super helpful to that cause. We have over 130 different devices now working in the Nebula platform. So, like I just mentioned earlier, some other things that you might want to note. Just when you buy, if your base pack, there's only 5 admin accounts at the base pack level. But when you do get to the Pro limit, there's no limit. So you have unlimited number of admins and unlimited number of user authentications. So in a base pack kind of free network, you only get 50 users in there, which in most cases, it probably is good enough for you. But if you're doing any kind of managed services or doing any advanced networking, you would want to go to the Pro pack there. And of course, there's a lot of more features that you get with the Pro pack, some advanced Wi-Fi control and the Wi-Fi health that is super helpful to making sure that your network is running smoothly. And we are offering a Nebula demo kit to you as partners. So you have the option of choosing one or all 3 of these. They're the SMB, SMB Plus, and SMB Pro. Different products that are in there. So USG Lite 68Xs make up the base firewall for these 2. This one's a gigabit switch with PoE. This is a multi-gig switch with PoE. And then this one comes with a Wi-Fi 6 access point. This one comes with a Wi-Fi 7 access point. And then many of you, if you're worried about security or have customers who are in more of that business class security space, then you would get the SMB Pro that gives you a USG Flex 200H, a multi-gig switch, and the Wi-Fi 7 access point. So it gives you, again, the full breadth of kind of the mid-tier products to try out. So it's a 60-day risk-free trial. If you'd like to keep the devices, then we offer it to you at a 40% discount just to keep the devices. If you don't want to keep it, you can return it. No questions asked. We'll just send you a return label. So really the cost to you is your time to test out this. And what we really do believe that when you do use our Nebula platform with these products, you'll find the ease of use and find ways that you can easily implement this or move into this MSP service provider side of the business to offer. So just a few things to the top reasons what to try again. Anytime, anywhere, easy Nebula. We have over 100 devices that you can use now. That risk-free trial for you to use. We have lifetime warranties on our products, free US-based tech support on these business products as well, and becoming a partner is free, and you will automatically get our silver level discount pricing as well. And as a approved partner, you can get up to 20% margin selling business class products if you get to our gold tier. So now let's talk about our technology, because that was the base. The cloud Nebula platform is what really is going to hold all these together into a single pane, single glass, single network stack that you can use for your customers. So I always say anything that connects to a network, Zyxel has some sort of technology. So if the first step is Wi-Fi. We are committed to our design Wi-Fi, so we take pride in what we build and making sure that it is optimized as best as possible. It also offers single-click wireless mesh. So when you're using our access points with even our 60AX firewall product there that has Wi-Fi built in, you can mesh them together and makes it easier for you to extend the network if necessary. Just know that the pros and cons of doing it. Easy use, but then you do sacrifice some of your bandwidth because you're making that Wi-Fi connection. In order to maintain that, we offer enterprise class security as a standard. So you have your WPA2, WPA3, roaming and fast roaming standards there, as well as easy to use dynamic personal pre-shared key. So imagine being able to offer a single SSID, and based on the pass key that they use, puts them on their specific networks. So no longer do you require to have a Zyxel guest, Zyxel private, Zyxel 2.4, Zyxel 5G, Zyxel VoIP. You don't have to create all of those SSIDs that clutter the whole network system there. You can have one SSID, and based on their passphrase is what puts them on their appropriate network. So it makes it super easy for you to deploy in maybe multi-tenant unit buildings, et cetera, and still give them the VLANing and the segregation that's required for those applications. AI machine learning for wireless, again, to make sure that the users are connected and get the best quality experience by putting in on the best channels and the best optimized technologies there. So we offer two types of technologies, well, three actually. Your standard access point, which is basic antenna, and then we offer something called dual optimized antenna. So if you took an access point that was made primarily like a competitor product and made and put into the ceiling, and you try to put it on the wall because you can't use it in the ceiling perspective, you're going to cause interference because of the way the AP antennas are kind of configured. You can only go, in this kind of configuration where it's now going to just cause interference between the floors and not get coverage within the floor. So we have something called dual optimized antenna. So if you flip the virtual switch within our product, it will change the orientation of our antennas in that it will then blast the signal within the floor while you have it floor mounted. Wall mounted there. So it minimizes interference, but then gets you better coverage. Something that Wi-Fi has to deal with is what we call co-channel interference. And in order to deal with that, in most cases, in the past or currently, you have to turn down the power. And if you turn down the power, then you're going to get less coverage. So that's the drawback. You get less interference between the APs, but then you're going to have dead spots on how it's going to be connecting to your clients. Well, how do we solve that? Well, smart antenna is the way to go. It increases capacity, increases coverage, and it reduces interference all at the same time. And how does it do that? Well, most antennas work in either like a 360 or has a directionalized kind of function in there. What smart antenna does is this. So here's an example of a non-smart antenna. When you have interference that's in the room that is causing some interference on that back end there, then devices that are having trying to use that signal is going to be interfered with, or you might have high signal strength but poor network usage or traffic passing through. But with smart antenna, what it does is it will still have the same interference, but what it does is it will look at thousands of optimized antenna patterns in less than 100 milliseconds to find the optimal beam so that it can speak to the client as efficiently as possible. So my analogy to that is if I cup my hands like this and you were within my range of my voice, you would hear me louder. At the same time, I am also cupping my ears so I can hear you better as well. And that doesn't require anything on you as a client side. I'm doing all the work as the access point is doing to providing you this added benefit. So smart antenna comes into play in high density or high interference applications. So if you have any of your customers or any applications that you've deployed, and Wi-Fi seems to always be the biggest headache because they either have poor signal, everybody's complaining about not being able to send traffic, things like that. Uh, you know, that's something you might have to consider and look at from a smart antenna technology standpoint. But we do offer a wide range of Wi-Fi access points, all from kind of the simple installations all the way to projects and to the small business applications, or even into the hotel applications or large metro Wi-Fi deployments. So Wi-Fi 7 is the new technology that is going to be the game changer. It might not be the game changer in terms of speed because most internet connections probably can't reach these speeds yet. But one of the biggest features that it offers is this. It's called multi-link operation, MILO or MLO. Um, so traditionally, in a single link operation like Wi-Fi 6, your client devices could only communicate on one or the other channel, so 2.4 or 5 gigahertz, based on how it is. And so you can use our Nebula technology to split customers into 2.4 and 5, whichever is beneficial, and try to maintain a cleaner signal space as much as possible. But there is some, overlaps when you're using those channels within this, multiple devices in that same signal strength there. But with multi-link operation, if your client device supports it, it can operate on multiple radios and channels at the same time. So you can have 2.4, 5, and 6 gigahertz communicating to a device all at the same time. It increases then reliability, it lowers the latency, it increases the data rate because now you can take packets from the 6 gigahertz as well as the 2.4 and 5 to doing all your communication. And it can dynamically select the best link to avoid interference, or even on the packet level can do some cool puncturing things where it will utilize as much of the airtime as possible, maximizing the speeds that are available to that customer. So now imagine just using multi-link operation plus smart antenna. And that's what we've offered here in our flagship Wi-Fi 7 access point. This is the world's first Wi-Fi 7 access point with smart antenna technology. So it offers then a huge range. You can see within the product itself a lot of, again, the shielding, the design. Our radios are shielded. Our antennas at the top there are shielded from causing interference from the radios themselves. So a lot of that noise shielding there, heat spreaders. It has a 10 gig uplink and also surge protection, and that smart antenna technology. It's made for high density locations, or places that you might have interference, or if you're needing to use it in larger areas. It's still, people always ask, does it still do I get better coverage? And the answer is, well, not necessarily. It gets better coverage because of that smart antenna if you're not using smart antenna. But from a Wi-Fi perspective, it's going to be similar to what you get from a range perspective from 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. Because you still have to remember, 2.4, 5, they still have to penetrate through walls. And my rule of thumb is if you have to go through more than 2 walls, then you need another access point within that area to provide coverage. Because not necessarily the issue is the device, the AP itself with the signal. It's the problem. The problem exists on the client side. So you have your mobile devices, your tablets that are lower powered. They can't speak through the 2 walls in order to communicate back to the access point. So that's why they'll see very strong signal, but then no communication. You can't send traffic. And that happens quite often, or that's what is the main reason why people run into these issues. Larger deployments like automotive and warehouses, et cetera, is a prime candidate for this, or even high bandwidth applications. If you're doing online gaming, VR, AR, without wanting to compress data, you can send it pretty much raw, no compression through all of that, through the system, through the Wi-Fi as well. So you have to consider if you're using the high-end triple radio access points to uh, potentially upgrade to a switch that provides you enough power. So make sure that when you are buying a Wi-Fi 7 access point that you have the adequate power. As long as you're not using our top end, you can get away with using just the 30 watt PoE, but that WBE 660S, a flagship smart antenna with triple radios, they require then you use a 60 watt PoE switch capable, and also 10 gig connectivity if you want to maximize the Wi-Fi throughput that's available. So I did talk about switching there as well. So within Nebula in the platform, we do have a whole range of uh, switches that can be Nebula managed. We do carry unmanaged or even just standard web managed that don't use in the cloud as well. If you're looking for just a very low cost, unmanaged or non-cloud managed access switch with PoE, we have a lot of those as well. But I'm going to talk primarily today about the Nebula models. So just to keep in mind, when you are installing PoE applications, that you're using the right CAT cables. So primarily if you use Cat 6 or 6A, then you're going to get 10 gigs all the way to the max throughput of 100 meters on an Ethernet cable as a standard. But if you only have Cat 5e, then just know that those are the limitations. You won't be able to run 10 gig on a Cat 5e cable, so you may need to upgrade that or check into that. So the new PoE standards now, you have your 30 watt, you have your 60 watt, and we also have product now that will be releasing or have injectors that have 90 watt PoE. So keep that in mind. Our switches are within Nebula allow for you to do a lot of things like automatic network topology, intelligent PoE. So what that is we will put against the budget what the device draw is actually from that for the access point. So let's say you have an access point or an IP camera that you've installed and it's classified as a 30 watt. Now, rather than us just reserving 30 watts against the budget, we will see that, oh, that access point only consumes 15 watts or maybe 16 watts. So we'll only put 16 watt against the budget. So that allows for you to maximize the PoE budget that's available within the switch. It auto detects and recovers PoE devices as well. So if you see and you set these thresholds, if there's no traffic that is submitted, let's say it's an IP camera, and no traffic is coming through for a certain period of time, it will try to PoE recycle or power cycle those ports for you and try to bring that back online. So it's some of the things that can help facilitate kind of that troubleshooting and also provide you a better quality of service to your customers that way. So we have, again, also simple products, easy to use. So the 1915 series is our entry-level cloud managed product, all the way up to the higher end Ultimate series that can be used for like projects or for core networks or just an aggregation of it or doing layer 2, layer 3. We have a bunch of accessories as well for SFP plus 10 gig modules, as well as direct attached cables that you can use for different modes of fiber and different distances that are there. Our new product, our PoE 12 3PD, is a PoE powered device that also then provides power, and it is outdoor. It's outdoor proof as well. So what you do is then you power the device with a 60 watt PoE injection. It can pass through then the 45 watts to the other 3 ports. So this is great for you to extend to an outdoor, maybe IP camera that needs to go beyond the 100 meters that is available within the Ethernet standard there. It has grounding as well, and it's also manageable, I guess maybe status manageable within the Nebula cloud. So it still gives you the visibility so you know that information. And then we have multi-gig PoE injectors. So 2.5 gig with 30 watts, 5 gig with 60 watts, and then our new 10 gig PoE injector with 90 watts. So for any of those one-off applications where you have high-end pan-tilt zoom cameras with heaters and infrared and things like that that require the 90 watt, you can inject that with these solutions. So the 1915 series is our entry level, the lowest level that you can get with cloud management. And this is our multi-gig version. So this is our XMG 1915. It provides you with options that give you PoE, We have options that don't give you PoE as well, and it's just a matter of your application or your cost. But you also get 10 gig uplinks there, as well as 2.5 gigs on the copper side. We have a GS 1350 series, which is our CCTV specific. It provides you with ports that can do extended range. So without any other extenders, you can extend this range up to 250 meters for your extended cameras up there. So just keep in mind, it will provide then 15 watts at that extended range and up to 10 megabits per second for traffic throughput, which is great for just a camera that is in that distance. Otherwise, you'll need an extender or that PoE 3PD product to extend that if you needed more power at the remote end. But it also then offers a continuous PoE option, meaning that if there's any software updates and the product has to reboot, it will still provide power within the ports, so it prevents the cameras from having to also reboot at the same time. So it gives you those options for CCTV. Our flagship, or no, maybe not our flagship, our highest selling, our bread and butter is our GS 1920 series. It's because it's Nebula Flex product that can work in both kind of universally in most applications that require like a layer 2 VLANs, bandwidth control with PoE options, 24 port, 8 port, all the way up to 48 port with and without PoE. And then we have our 10 gig version of that. So this gives you then gigabit ports with 10 gig uplinks. So this is our 1935 series. So this is, if you used our 1930 series before, we've now migrated to our XGS 1935. So it gives you the 10 gig uplinks. Our XS 1930 series is our 10 gig, all 10 gig ports product. They go 10 gig, multi-gig. You can have ones with 12 ports with fiber, SFP plus fiber, and copper uplinks that are 10 gig or multi-gig. And then we have a PoE version of that as well. And then our XMG 1930 is moving to also our XMG 1935 series. And this provides you multi-gig ports, so 2.5 gigs on all the ports, plus some additional copper 10 gig ports, and also different offerings of power. So you have 20 ports of 30 watt and 8 ports of 60 watt. And these units have a large power budget when you're using it for PoE, 700 watts of power, and also offers a layer 3 upgrade license if you want to use some of the more advanced AV mode features and some layer 3 static routing functions in there as well. Our XGS 2220 is like very project oriented. A lot of our MSPs standardize on this for their major deployments. So it has layer 3 access stacking and features and static routings already built into it. It gives you offerings of PoE for on 24 port and 48 port, all the way up to 960 watts of PoE with the 54 FP model. It comes built in with Nebula Flex Pro, so you don't have to buy that. It comes with 1 year, and you just have to renew it if you want to keep using Nebula Flex Pro in the future. And this, because it's an XGS, it gives you 10 gig fiber uplink. So all these ports are gigabit ports with 10 gig SFP plus fiber uplinks. And our XS 3800 is I call this our Frankenstein switch because it is all 10 gig port capable, multi-gig capable, with 10 gig fiber ports here. And then there's a bunch of combo ports so that you can decide whether you want to use more SFP plus fiber or copper connections. So this could be great for a concentrator, a MDU concentrator where you might have multiple 10 gig switches needing interconnectivity in a ring topology type scenario with layer 3 capable functionality, routing and such. You can build that in there. And now we just launched our new CX4800 switch. It's cloud layer 3 managed with 25 gig and 100 gig ports for aggregation. And so this is a quite high performance product. Hot swappable power and fans, high performance 4 terabits per second throughput backplane. So it offers 48 ports of 10/25 gig, and then 800 gig QSFP 28 ports there as well that you can then also link aggregate and such as well. So you can make quite a beefy top of the rack switch or concentrator for an MDU here, offering a huge backbone on that. Layer 3 aggregation and stacking as well is coming soon. So you can use these switches to connect your businesses on a small scale. Then you can move to a larger offices where you might need 10 gig or multi-gig. So, again, very good combination of products there. And then on the last bit is our security products. And I think security is dear to me because I do manage these products. And from a security perspective, I think it's very important for us as MSPs and from, uh, you know, um, network engineers and just industry folk who have and understand the risk of network issues or security issues that are in the internet, and then being able to make sure that you provide the information and provide the proper protection to those users. So I think it becomes a big responsibility for us to try to educate not only partners but also end users. If you were at risk and you had, security, physical security things, what would you do? You would take action and put up security defenses or security systems to help to facilitate that. And networking is kind of the same thing. You have to have something that or some partner with someone like Zyxel, whom we partner with other people to provide an enhanced cybersecurity solution. So it constantly evolves. So using some of these vendors here, we're powered by some of the best in class cybersecurity experts, providing all the different layers and all the different solutions within a single box that allows for you to mitigate as many of the threats as possible. Of course, there's still human error, there's still human interaction that may cause breaches and things like that. But from a networking perspective, from a ransomware or malware protection, this is what the type of product that you want to use for those kinds of applications. So we offer 30-day trials on all of our security functions within the device, especially the gold security package here. The gold security supports then that full UTM, everything that you would use or need from a security perspective, from a network security perspective, and offer that to you for 30 days for free for you to try out and provide to your customers. All of our cybersecurity solutions are AI powered. So when something happens, when we send stuff through the sandbox to the cloud and that discovers as malicious, then it actually communicates throughout the entire ecosystem and the entire structure of the system. So anybody who's using that system, so all the other devices and networks that are using our firewalls, will also be protected from that as well. It can also block malicious threats and restrict inappropriate user behaviors as well, based on your security policies. And it can leverage AI intelligence to provide you more protection from the sandboxing level, like I mentioned, anti-malware solutions, DNS, URL reputations, and application patrol to make sure that different types of software is not being used in a bad way. We also, with that 30-day trial, we offer then a full reporting tool called SecuReporter. It makes it easy to monitor and identify threats. You can identify abnormal user behaviors as well as create customized reports. And this is the number one, I would say, selling point if you're trying to move into that security business. Turn on the 30-day free trial, turn on SecuReporter to gather all that information. After 30 days, you can take this report to your customer and say, would you like to subscribe to this service? This is what we've blocked and caught in the last 30 days. And then if we don't continue the service, then all of these threats are potentially coming into your network. You can see information, useful information. A lot of IT folk or even owners like to see, well, how much bandwidth am I using? Which users are using the most bandwidth? Which websites are people going to the most? Do I want to block all those websites? Do I want to maintain those or mitigate or limit those accesses as well? That's what this solution provides you. And you can seamlessly see that within the Nebula and then create even those, like I mentioned, customized reports. So you can put whatever widgets you want. You can also, as a pro customer with MSP Pack, you can then get your own logo. You can customize that as well as part of your report. You can centralize and synchronize all of your security policies and VPN policies, multi-factor authentication policies, etc. within Nebula. You can auto-deploy two-factor authentication, use the VPN wizards to connect site to sites or users within that. Now, if you're looking for even a more A simpler way of making remote connectivity, if you have a lot of hybrid workers, is what we call secure Wi-Fi. And what secure Wi-Fi is you can have a in your office a USG Flex model, and in a remote office, maybe it's at home office or something, you can drop in a Zyxel remote AP. And what that does is it will create a secure tunnel back to your office through the internet and give you the experience as if you were sitting in the office. So all the kind of applications and resources that you would typically see at the office, you would have access to now. And the whole experience is that you could take your work environment, your laptop, and your devices that you use at work. You can take it home, migrate it home, and just connect to that same SSID that you would in the office, and now get connectivity. It makes it easier. You don't have to install a new router at the home. You don't have to ask the ISP to open up ports or anything like that to making sure your connection works. So it will do that for you from the inside out. And we also split into these different layers here: effortless, simplicity, flexibility, and the ultimate. So USG Flex Series is where we have all of our flexible products, and that's kind of our mainstream product that we sell. But we have launched basically a entry levels like small office firewall. It's an all-in-one protection firewall. It is a USG Lite 60AX that uses some of the technologies that we use in our full USG Flex models. But this has built-in Wi-Fi, dual 2.5 gig WANs. It is also subscription-free security. We give you, as a standard, ransomware protection and some basic, firewall functionalities there. But you can also subscribe to a higher level of zero-day threat protection as well as content filtering services. And the cost of that is like $50 street price per year. So very affordable if you want a little bit more advanced security. But if you're doing things like HIPAA requirements or PCI compliancy or in the government side or things like that, then you probably want to go to the USG Flex series anyways. But this does give you a simpler aspect. If you want to just deploy this in a coffee shop or in a POS kind of application, it's great for that. Or even just for a small office managed services. As a reminder, our USG Flex series is on last buy, so whatever we have currently in stock and in the channel is what we'll have left, because we have been and continue to transition to the H series. So the H series product is our new cybersecurity appliance series. It's our high performance UTM throughput. It's AI powered security. The 700H also has 10 gig uplinks. We have models that have PoE integrated into it as well. And it's all managed within the cloud if you like to. It can be done on-prem, but also in the cloud is its primary function. We just released some new firmware this past week that allows for you to do the auto provisioning, before unboxing type scenarios with the H series that it didn't have before. So now you can do that automatically. It's AI security intelligence with the Secu pilot, the AI insight that is part of that Secu reporter function, and creating those customized reports there. So the USG Flex H series is a range of models. I would say if you're looking at or considering these models, the UTM throughput is what you probably want to look at. It's probably your if you're turning on all of the security functions. I would take this number and take about 50 to 60% of it to figure out what is it optimal for from a WAN perspective. So in this particular case, let's say the 100H is 1 gig. I would say that is probably good for anybody who has a 500 megabit to 600 megabit internet connection, and you turning on all the throughput, all the UTM functions turned on. That's going to be, you can maximize that connection. And if you have somebody who has a 2.5 gig internet connection, then you probably want to get up to the USG Flex 700H, which is then optimized for the 2.5 gig. And then from a security comparisons perspective, just to showcase how Zyxel stands against some of the other competitors, and also to inform you of kind of the threats that are out there. When you think that something says it's secure, it might not be as secure as you think. So from a malicious domain URL detection rate, our product continues to kind of outperform some of the other competitors like FortiGate Sophos, but especially the Ubiquiti Dream Machine that doesn't have quite as robust security there. And you can see this is the kind of the night and day differences between these products. So the USG Flex 500H, we still are outperforming the FortiGate and the Sophos, but we are in a different class, right? So we're in that business class, enterprise level type solution, whereas the Dream Machine is not detecting very much, within the 10% detection of malware. So these products are great for working to connect teleworkers and making sure that they're secure, or connecting a small office, or if you have some customers that are doing larger applications with VPN, connecting multiple buildings, multiple sites across the nation, across the world. We have solutions that can scale and help to facilitate that. And that's it from a product perspective. But from a channel partner program perspective, we want you to be in our gold tier. And it doesn't take that much. It's about 2K a month. Is if you can do 2K of Zyxel products per month and survive on that, then you'll hit our gold tier. And that provides you the maximum margin discounts as well as access to a lot of other things within our program. But everybody who just signs up is new is silver. And in order to maintain that, you just have to do 1K a month. So very low entry point there. We work through D&H, Ingram, TD Synnex, Wave, Target, and Blue Star for our distribution partners there. So you can work through them to get these discounts up front. So if you'd like to connect with us, you can connect on LinkedIn, Zyxel-US-channel. And if you want to see this video and other videos and webinars that we've done in the past, and even self-help videos, go to Zyxel America channel. There's also a Zyxel channel that is also has some more information as well from our European partners. If you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, you can just search for Zyxel Tri, T-R-I, and you'll find me to connect with there. So feel free to make a request. So we do have a few minutes. If you do have any questions, you can use the Q&A section now. But if you don't have any questions, I do ask you, if you do have any questions later on, if you think about it, just email me here, try@zyxel.com. So tri@zyxel.com. I'm going to give it a minute or so if anybody has any questions. If not, if you decide to drop off now, then I thank you for joining us this afternoon. I'll give these few minutes back to you. But again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me or to your account manager, and we'll be happy to assist you in any way. If any of these things are interesting to you, again, please reach out to your account manager, especially those Nebula demo kits. We have a link that you go to that you can then attend and sign up for that. So it doesn't look like there's any questions right now, but thank you for joining us, and hope to talk to you again soon. Hopefully we can be your networking solution partner. Until next time, take care.